Hey everybody, it's 123 Mr. B. We are doing a practice video on division, our breakdown division strategy. So let's check it out here. Here I've got some basic division things. First thing in my mind, I'm thinking I need to skip count by 3. How many times can I fit 3 into this number here? How many times? So I'm gonna just skip count. 3, 6, 9, 12. Oh my goodness, this is gonna take forever. So what I can do is take a shortcut, 30, 60. Okay, that's obviously too big, but I know that this works and it's easy. That's the point, it's easy. So I'm going to just start with that right off the bat. 30 divided by 3, that's 10. How do I know that? Because 10 times 3 gives me 30, therefore the reverse is true. 30 divided by 3 equals 10. It's kind of a little thought cloud there, okay? So it all starts with my skip count family, and then I'm doing these if-then kind of thinking here. So this is true. How many do I have left? I have 11 left to go. Okay, if I have 11 left to go, I'm going to go back to my skip count family. 1, 2, 3, 4, this is too big. Okay, 3 times 3 equals 9, so 9 divided by 3 equals 3. I'll use that. 9 divided by 3 equals 3. And then I have 2 left. 2 left. That's a little thought cloud. Now 2 is smaller than all of these, so I'm just going to bring it across. 2 divided by 3 is the same as 2 divided by 3. So be very careful. First number always comes first, okay? So I'm going to add these together now, and I'm going to use this line, and this line, and I'm going to add my 10 and my 3, which is my 13, and add my 2 divided by 3, so there it is, 2 divided by 3. Now, just like the multiplication, my guts stay the same. Look, I always have this. That's there, that's there, that's there. There it is. And 30 plus 9 plus 2 is 41. So there's my final conclusion. 41 divided by 3 is 13, and 2 divided by 3. Beautiful. Now this one here, my skip count family is going to be 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, da-da-da-da-da. But I know that I'm going way high, so I better just go right up to 50. So here's what I'm going to do. 50 divided by 5 is 10. I know that because 10 times 5 is 50. And I know I have to build up to a 61, and I got to use multiples of 5. That means numbers from this list and stuff like that. So I'm going to go and use the 10 right off the bat here. This number is always going to be from the list there. 10 divided by 5 is 2 because I know that 2 times 5 is 10. And that's 60 so far. I only have to add one more. 1 divided by 5. Now this is too small. It's smaller than all the numbers on the skip count list. So once it's too small, I'm just going to rearrange it. I'm not doing any actual calculation. 1 divided by 5 equals 1 divided by 5. No calculation at that stage at all. I add these together, these 3 lines, I get 61. My action is always the same, divided by 5 equals. And then I'm adding, so I'm adding 10 plus 2 is going to be 12, and 1 divided by 5. So my answer is 12 and 1 divided by 5. Notice I wrote that like 12 and 1, 5. This is not a very good way to write it. I should write it like this, 12 and 1 divided by 5. So you see this little line, the divided line, cuts right through the middle, and that's to make sure that someone doesn't misinterpret this to be 121 divided by 5. So just be very careful on how you write things here. Okay, maybe like this, there. 12 and 1 divided by 5. That'd be much better. Your teachers will thank you for that later on. And you will too, because it might prevent you from losing marks on a test or something. Okay, so let's check out this next example here. 210 divided by 4, so I'm skip counting by 4. It's going to take me forever to get all the way to 210, so I'm going to try and see if I have some shortcuts. 40, 80, 12, okay, 16, 20. How about this? 200. This is super close and it's easy, so I'm going to go for that. So how did I get there? Let's see. 5 times 4 gave me 20. If 5 times 4 is 20, then it follows that 50 times 4 is 200. And then so 200 divided by 4 has to be 50. So it has to be the reverse of that, right? Because those are complementary operations. So I'm going to go 200 divided by 4 equals 50. This is the stuff that you'll get really fast at over time. Right now you're like, what? So just stay patient with yourself. And here I have 10 more to get up to 210. So that's too big, but this one fits. So go 8 divided by 4. I know that that's 2 because 2 times 4 is 8. And then I've got 2 left to get up to my 210. 2 divided by 4. Now 2 is too small. All these numbers are too big. So I'm just going to rearrange that furniture. 2 divided by 4. I didn't actually do a calculation there. So 210 divided by 4 equals 52, and 2 divided by 4, and you're good to go. That's just fine. Now some of you might say, hey, look, 2/4, that's like that. That's the same as 1/2, right? Now if you're there yet and you want to say that 52 and 2/4 equals 52 and 1/2, that's perfectly fine. If you're in my class and you're at this stage in the game, you just write this, I'm okay with that, because we'll talk about this thing at a later date. But anyway, you can go with that and you're good to go. Now this one here, everybody loves our friend 7. 7s are fun to count by because there's no trick. We just have to count. I mean, we could go add 10, take away 3, add 10, take away 3, add 10, take away 3. That works too. But I want to get all the way up to 1400 and something. So I'm just going to look at, you know, that's not going to help. But I see that this is really close. So 1400. If I was to skip count by 7s, this number would be on the list, this number would be on the list, this number would be on the list, even this number would be on the list. How did I get there? Well, if 2 times 7 is 14, then 200 times 7 is 1400. If that's true, 1400 divided by 7 equals 200. So it's the reverse of this, right? So I'm going to use that in my thoughts to get my answer. 1400 divided by 7 is 200. So I'm almost done my question. And I'm going to go back to my skip count. I see I have 22 left, right? Left to go. That's a little L. Now 28's too big, 35's too big, but 21 fits. So 21 divided by 7, that's 3. I can see it's the third skip count of 7. So now I only have 1 left, so I'm going to add that 1 more. 1 divided by 7 is too small. It's smaller than all the letters, all the numbers I mean, all of the skip counts. So I'm just going to rearrange that furniture and say 1 divided by 7. If I put those together, 1400 plus 21 plus 1, I get my 1422. Divide by 7 equals, and I just see it's easy as 203 and 1 divided by 7. And there's my answer right there. So not only do you have an evidence trail, you have proof of why you got your answer. So this is the kind of thing your teachers are going to want to know. How on earth did you get this answer? You didn't just use some magical trick that some teacher told you 1,000 years ago. You have an evidence trail. You could walk through this and say, okay, I can explain why I got what I got every step of the way, and that's what we're looking for, because that's going to make you faster and better at math. And when you're there, that means you spend less time doing homework and more time learning and going to do other fun things that you like. So hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll check out the other stuff.